In this video, we'll be looking at question 2.1 from 5CO01. You should have read the scenario and know that this question is asking you to examine the causes behind the problems that have come up in the organization after a significant change. Before we dive into the approach, I need to remind you that this video provides general guidance on how to tackle this type of question. It doesn't give you the answers. You'll need to do your own research, analysis, and critical thinking to complete your assignment. With that said, let's walk through how to approach this step by step. First things first, understand exactly what the question is asking. The command verb here is explain. That means you're not just describing what's happened, you're clarifying why these issues have come up. You'll need to link details from the scenario to well-established theories about organizational culture and human behavior. The focus is on causation. So what's actually driving the problems you're seeing, according to models and theories you've studied? Pay close attention to any key terms in the question, like organizational culture or human behavior. And when you see specific theories or models mentioned in your assessment criteria, like Shine's culture model, Hofstede's dimensions, or Handy's culture typology, be sure to use those as your frameworks. Don't get sidetracked by unrelated details in the scenario. Stick to analyzing the behavioral and cultural shifts that have happened as a result of the changes in the organization. All right, now let's talk about making judgments, not just describing. It's easy to fall into the trap of just relaying events, but that won't get you high marks. Instead, think about how effective the new management approaches have actually been and where things might have gone wrong. Use evaluative language. For example, compare the old way of doing things with the new approach and highlight both the positives and the negatives. Ask yourself, did any particular model, like a specific leadership style, really help? Or did it cause more harm than good? Remember, what looks effective from a management perspective might not sit well with employees or other stakeholders. Always back up your evaluations with theory. Don't just rely on your own opinions. When it comes to planning your answer, start with a short introduction, just a sentence or two, where you set out why understanding organizational and human behavior is so important in this scenario. Then, structure your main analysis into 2 or 3 sections. Each section should focus on a key theoretical framework. For example, you could look at organizational culture using Shine, Hofstede, or Handy's models. Then maybe devote a section to management or leadership styles, and another to motivation or organizational behavior models. Try to balance your word count across these sections, and finish with a brief conclusion, a couple of sentences that sum up your analysis and directly answer the question. Make sure every paragraph has a clear point, uses theory, brings in evidence from the scenario, and always ties back to the problem. Here's the thing, the assessment criteria should shape your structure. If you need to analyze culture, pick one typology like Shine, Hofstede, or Handy. If the question's about shifts in organizational behavior, think about comparing autocratic with collegial or supportive models. And when you look at management or leadership or motivation, link your analysis to how employees and others in the organization have responded. Make sure you're hitting each criterion with the right theory and bring in examples from the case study to back up your points. This shows you really understand what's being assessed. Let's talk about sources and referencing. Choose 2 or 3 solid academic sources, each one supporting a different assessment criterion. Paraphrase these ideas in your own words to show you really get them and reference them using Harvard style. Each source should support a key analytical point. Don't just throw them in for the sake of it. Now, how do you connect theory to the scenario? Use specific details from the case study, like changes in structure, shifts in management style, or how employees have reacted, to show exactly how theory explains what's happening. For example, if there's been a shift from a collegial to an autocratic culture, explain why that might hurt engagement, and then link it to evidence like increased staff turnover. If you want to aim for the highest marks, focus on fewer but highly relevant points. Analyze them in depth, using strong theoretical support. Choose sources and models that really help illuminate the challenges you're seeing in the scenario. Build logical, well-evidenced arguments, and don't be afraid to acknowledge any complexities or different perspectives. Always round off with a thoughtful, theory-driven judgment. Finally, remember to write clearly and concisely. With a tight word count, every sentence needs to count. Use straightforward language, avoid repeating yourself, and make sure each paragraph clearly supports your argument. Review what you've written for clarity and flow, and make sure your analysis directly answers the question and lines up with the assessment criteria. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check out the rest of this series for more tips on tackling your questions.